Hello everyone, and it happened. Like we finally got another trailer for Metroid Prime 4 just about a month before release. They released like this new trailer that's about like I don't know, it's like a minute. What is that? Minute 12? So a little bit shorter than the last one that they released for this game. But yeah, we're here to do a trailer analysis, trailer breakdown, and see what we can find. I've watched this trailer a couple times already, took some notes on it. Admittedly, there isn't as much here as what was in the last trailer as far as like new stuff to see, new material, I guess. So this one should be a little bit shorter than my last analysis trailer. But yeah, I figured I'd make a video nonetheless and just kind of go over what's here. So without further ado, let's get started. And real quick, we're going to be running this at 0.25 speed of the normal playback speed on this video. So if you want to watch the full trailer by itself, I highly recommend you do that before watching this analysis. Just letting you guys know I'm not going to be playing it in its full. I don't want to just, straight up take the video and just play it on here. I don't know if Nintendo would like go after me for something like that, but I'm just not going to take any risks. So yeah, if you want to watch the full trailer by itself, normal speed and everything, just click the link down in the description below. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, we got the Switch 2 logo right there, as you can see. And then this is very similar to the treehouse presentation that was done for Metroid Prime 4. Like, oh, when was that? I think that was like April. Yeah, April of 2025. That was when there was that Nintendo Treehouse demo for Prime 4, and they played like it was like the first like 30 or 40 minutes of the game. And yeah, we pretty much saw this in that Treehouse demo. So you can see the space pirate frigates in the atmosphere right here. Very reminiscent of their design in Metroid Prime 3. I should have video footage actually. I might put that up over this trailer during this recording or whatever, so you guys can kind of see the difference. See how they've changed. See how the designs have changed a little bit from Prime 3, which was like what? God, that's like what 18 years ago now, which is like really crazy. But I really like the designs of the ship. Very cool. See a couple of the space pirate fighter ships, the smaller ones right there, obviously. And what looks like to be a Galactic Federation ship, I think, right here. Maybe that's another space pirate vessel. I'm not sure. It kind of looks like a Federation one, but I'm not quite sure. And again, we saw this in the Treehouse demo too. Like Samus blowing up one of the space pirate ships. Right there. This was basically what we saw in the June 2025 or June 2024 reveal trailer for Prime 4. Very classic Metroid Prime opening. We saw this as well. Actually, no, I think this was the March 2025 direct right here. But we did see this part right here at the end of the June 2024 direct trailer. Now, maybe I'll put a comparison up here if I can. So if you go back and you watch that June 2024 trailer and you watch this specific moment in this trailer, this area has changed a little bit. There's more plants here. The walking trail right here is like, I don't know what the right term is, but it's more fuller. Like it's a complete path, running from this, what looks like a portal right here all the way down. And, like where the other fork is right here too. So what I'm wondering is, this is the Switch 2 trailer. This is a Switch 2 trailer that we're watching right now, that we're analyzing right now. So what I'm wondering is, did this environment change from that June 2024 trailer? Like, is this also going to be changed for the Switch 1 version of the game? Or the changes that we're seeing here with, all the more plants, obviously there's greater detail in the Switch 2 version of the game, but talking specifically like with the plant locations and stuff, and like, I wonder how much different this area is going to look compared to that Switch 1 initial reveal trailer, compared to the Switch 2 version. So, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait for the game to come out. I can't wait to see all the, like, analysis that people do of between the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 versions. That should be really interesting to go over and see. Then here's the, what I like to call, like, the Matrix spires that we saw in the, what was it, the September Direct of this year. So you can obviously, I think I brought this up last time, but yeah, you can see like a morph ball, what looks like to be a morph ball tunnel right here in between the two spires. see Samus, yeah, just it looks like she like maybe jumped off a platform to reach this landing site right here. Not really too much, nothing really too crazy here to notice. Obviously we saw this in the September trailer where like these two spires look like they're without power, whereas if you look over here on the left one, it, you know, clearly has a bunch of lights on over here. So I wonder if Samus's goal here is going to be to power up these spires to activate them for some reason, or you know, for some reason or another. There's really nothing too much to say here. However, one thing I did notice, you look over here on the left-hand side, right around where my mouse is circling around, these look like crates that you can blow up. These are like kind of standard crates that you see all across the Metroid Prime games where you just blow them up and you get like health or missile expansion, not expansions, but missile refills from. So these look like destructible stuff that you can break to get your missiles back and health. So that's really the only thing of note. And then this, honestly, there's not too much here, but this is like a very cool shot of an underground, obviously an underground lava area, very Magmor caverns reminiscent of, I guess. But what I'm wondering is, my theory on this is, I think this area, this lava area, is directly beneath those matrix spires that we just saw, like right here. I think that this powers those spires up above. Obviously, I could be wrong. I don't know that for sure. I'm just taking a guess. But to me, that makes the most sense, like location-wise, that we've seen throughout all of the Prime 4 trailers. Like, you know, if I'm trying to guess like where the hell this could be, I think it's directly beneath those towers. I think this is like basically the base of those towers. And one thing, just to kind of notice like these pipes right here, the coloring on it, kind of looks like, it kind of reminds me of like stained glass, like glasswork or something. Just remember that we're gonna see another part in this trailer where we kind of see like a different angle from these pipes, or maybe it's a different room or whatever. But there's another area in this trailer where you can kind of see these pipes later on. Playing it. And I mean, there's nothing really too much here. This is a really, really cool environment, but there's just not a whole lot here. Now, this is kind of interesting right here, actually. So it looks like Samus presumably, activated something, perhaps this console right here. And whatever's opening up here, is this a door? Is it a capsule containing something? Maybe there's an item in here. Who knows? But one thing I did notice, and one thing I was like kind of really wondering about in this trailer is, see that blue sphere right here? Like that blue sphere with the, I don't know what you want to call it, like those weird, like kind of, I don't want to say fog effects, but like you can, like the glowing effect, I guess. I thought, for the longest time, I thought this was like an orb that was above this console that you had to like shoot or do something to it to activate it. But we're gonna see in another shot, I think it's right after this one, or a couple shots after this one, what this is. But before we move on, the only other thing to note is that we see like a crate right here. I'm assuming, just like, you know, what I just said in that lava area, I think this is just a destructible crate that you can blow up to get health or ammo back from. So we'll let it play. And then we see here, Samus is in the desert, presumably the desert hub world that everyone's been talking about in this game. She still has the Varia suit. Obviously, she has some kind of form of the psychic powers, because you can see that little psychic power symbol thing on her gauntlet, like on her hand. The only thing really, like, so I thought for a hot second, I thought this was the Galactic Federation base that you can see on the cover of Metroid Prime 4. I don't think that this is the case. This looks like a Lamorne design to me, like with these pillars or whatever you want, these columns right here. I don't think this is that Galactic Federation looking base that we saw earlier. It's possible this could be the same one, but I think it's a different one, personally. Plus, if you look at it on the map, it kind of looks like it's on the edge of this desert area. On the cover of Prime 4, obviously they could have changed this, you know, just for the design of the cover, but like on the cover, it looks like it's directly in the middle of the map. And we see it in that September 2025 trailer with the motorcycle. That base was kind of like, it was located in the middle of the desert, I guess. So yeah, I think this is like a separate base in the desert, and I think it's a Lamorne base of some kind. The only other thing, if you see like right below that, right here, you can see those crystals right here. I mentioned this in the last analysis trailer. I think those crystals are, you know, you can break those to refuel your motorcycle or to refuel like the ammo for it. So we can just kind of see those green crystals right here. Actually, I think these green ones, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the fuel for it, for the motorcycle. So that's pretty much it. It's a very quick scene right here. It just ends really, really suddenly. So we also kind of saw this in the last trailer too, but this looks like a different angle. And if you look over here to the right, you can actually see an energy tank on this platform right here, which I don't think was in the last one. Off the top of my head, I don't think we could see that energy tank right here. So very interesting. One other thing, if you look on the map, look at the design of this map. Like you see like these like a couple of rooms right here, these hallways, columns. You have to cross this bridge to get to this platform, and then presumably cross another bridge to get to another platform or another area very similar to the one that Samus was just in. Why I'm bringing this up, this area really reminds me a lot of Elysia, like of Skytown from Metroid Prime 3, because in that game, or in that area in that game, you know, you go from like these little bases, and to get over to the next like sections or whatever, you have to cross like these very narrow bridges or use the zip lines to zip around. It just kind of reminded me of like the layout of Elysia, of Skytown in Prime 3, which is great. I mean, that's one of my favorite areas. Like, I mean, really in any video game ever, but in the Prime series specifically, that's like one of the like coolest, greatest areas in the whole series, in my opinion. So just something I figured I'd bring up. Oh, also, I guess one thing. I mean, again, we saw this in the last trailer too, but you have your missiles right here. We see the missile icons. Don't know what this is. This could be the psychic power toggle to activate them, to activate your Samus's psychic powers. If you look over here too, regardless of whatever this ends up being, I feel like this is 100% the psychic power gauge that you'll use to activate your weapon systems while you're in the psychic mode. And I'm really just basing that off of the 3 circle design, triangle design right here, because that kind of, obviously that kind of, let me see if we've seen that in the trailer yet. It's kind of, it's fitting with the kind of the 3-eye design that Samus has kind of going on in this game, you know, with obviously, you know, her 2 eyes mixed with the 3rd one up here on her helmet. So that to me kind of tells me that that's why I think this is actually the psychic power gauge for those weapons. And that's pretty much it. You can see a kind of like another platform over here, but I'm assuming like if you look up here in the top right, that's where this area it goes to once Samus crosses this bridge. So nothing too crazy here, but a couple of interesting things. Now, okay, this is kind of like people have been kind of like, I don't know if people are memeing on this scene or like if they're actually being serious, but no, this is not, this little bug right here, this is not canon from Metroid Prime Hunters. As much as I would love it to be, maybe I'll put a picture up of him in this video or whatever, just so you guys can see a comparison. But like, the colors are way different. First of all, you know, Candon's like kind of like a dark green and like kind of like a black color scheme to him, and yellow, obviously. This is just like kind of like a black, orange, and yellow. Also, if you look closely at this creature, he has 2 antennas on the top of his face right here. If I play it just a little bit, you can kind of see it a little bit better right here. But also, this guy has feet too. He has tiny little feet right here. I know a lot of people were kind of making this comparison to him because he leaves this like this little like trail behind, like Candon does in that game, or at least in the intro for Metroid Prime Hunters. He kind of leaves like a trail when he's in his morph ball form. But yeah, this is not canon. I want to like just get that out there right now. It's not him. I wish it was. That'd be so cool. But yeah. And then besides that, there's nothing really too crazy about this scene. Just Samus in that jungle environment that we saw in like in the big first reveal trailer for the game. We have what Samus looks to be using, like the grapple lasso from Prime 3 to rip this lock off this door. And remember when I was talking about that little blue orb earlier, what I thought it, was above that console? That was just the door. Like this, so this is just what the door design looks like when you're in this ice facility. Because if we go back, is like right here. Yeah, you can just see it. It was the door behind her. That's what that was. You know, when I was like watching this for the first time, first couple of times, I was like, man, what is that thing right there? But yeah, it looks to be just like the door in this facility. And speaking of which, also take a look at this design up here on the mini map, and then also look at all of the ice, all of the ice that's like in this area. Just keep that in mind as we're going forward. Well, actually, you know what? I mean, we already saw it. I mean, I guess we already did kind of just see it. I'm pretty sure this facility right here, that's where this is going. Like when you're up in the ice mountains in this area, and you're going to be using these very thin, narrow bridges and platforms to get to this ice facility, this research facility of some kind, which is obviously of Lemorne, you know, creation or whatever. Just because of like the locks, the designs of the doors and everything, it's definitely Lemorne design. So yeah, but that's where I think this area takes place or whatever though. Moving on, we're back in the jungle area. Samus is using her psychic powers to activate these platforms. I'm assuming just to like manifest these platforms in real time. That's really all that's here. However, oh, okay, kind of cuts away to it. If you look right here, you can see that these plants are like, you know, glowing green. Typically in the Metroid Prime games, when objects are surrounded in green like that, that means that you've scanned them already. Oh, excuse me. So these look like to be objects, plants, you know, biological life that Samus has already scanned with her visor. And if we look up here, I believe there's another plant or something right up here in the top left. Up above this platform. We're actually on this cliff where these platforms lead to. So it looks like Samus has already scanned this up here. This could be an expansion, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like it's just a plant that's like kind of stuck on the wall, and it just has like a weird angle to it, but it's really all of note in this scene. This opening is kind of reminiscent of what we saw in the, what was it, the March Direct trailer, I believe. Okay. However, yeah, this is a very, very quick thing. Like, if you blink, you'll miss it. I don't know if this was in that trailer, though. You have to pause this just right. There's a Galactic Federation handgun right here, right next to Samus, as the camera zooms out, as you can see right there. And we're going to see exactly where I think this is in, like, literally 2 seconds right after this. So Samus looks up. Well, actually, I mean, you can kind of notice it. Look at this craft right here that's stuck in the vines. Obviously, you can see these creatures right here, which I have my own theory on what these guys are, but we'll go into that in a little bit. But yeah, you see the pistol, you see Samus, you see this craft stuck in the vines. Let it play a couple seconds. Well, actually, I guess we're gonna get back to it. This is obviously my favorite area of the last trailer, what I like to call the ice doggo area. Get to see these good boys try to hunt down Samus. So cool. And again, I mean, this is more or less kind of what we saw in that last trailer too. So there isn't much new here. Kind of a new angle that we see of these the dogs attacking Samus. This looks like the facility that we saw Sylux in at the end of the last trailer. I don't know that for sure, but it looks very, very similar to it. And we'll actually see that again at the end of this trailer. But specifically, remember the design of all of these devices and stuff right here. But, you know, obviously the other thing here, too, we see these 3 robots flying in here, which, if you know, again, we don't know this for sure. Actually, I think we kind of do, because we're going to see something in a little bit. These are actually, like, Lemorne security robots for this facility. You can just kind of, you know, see a better glimpse of their design right here. Very, very cool looking. Back to the Ice Doggo area. Nothing much, just circling Samus. Here we have those, what looks to be those same exact robots that we just saw a second ago. Just kind of a close-up shot of them. Back in the jungle area, we see these creatures. So, I don't know this for a fact, right? I'm taking a gamble on this, or I'm taking a guess. Go pull up a picture of the Lemorne that we've seen from Metroid Prime 4. I don't know if I've really seen people talk about this, really. I'm pretty sure that these are like ancient Lemorne creatures. Like these are like the ancient Lemorne from the past. After Samus gets like, you know, sent through that portal presumably to the past, what we think is the past. Um, or I guess kind of a what would be kind of cool, kind of crazy is if actually what if most of Prime 4 actually takes place in the future and we're trying to like prevent this outcome from happening to the Lemorn. And I don't know. I'm just throwing out theories right now, I guess. But like anyway, to get back to the topic at hand, these guys resemble the Lemorn so much to me. They look so much like them. The only thing, like, they have 4 arms just like the Lemorn. They have 2 legs just like the Lemorn. The only thing is, if you look at like the appendages or the tendrils up here on their face, like behind their head, the Lemorn that we've seen, they have 6. These guys only have 4. So I don't know. Are these guys like ancient Lemorn, like primitive Lemorn from the past? Are they Lemorn that have been like what do you call that? Like that have like been degraded in the future, like thousands and thousands of years? I'm trying to think of like the right word. The word escapes me, but are we seeing, is this like the result of like the horrible future that happens unless Samus can like save the day? Like the Lemorn get reduced to this? Like who knows? I don't know. I'm just taking a guess, but they just remind me a lot of Lemorn. And then this is like the thumbnail for the for this newest trailer right here. I saw some people speculating maybe that behind Samus in the shot, this looks very reminiscent of the like Spider Ball track throughout the Metroid Prime games. I don't think that's the case here, just because this looks like a door. It looks way too large to be a Morph Ball track. But I mean, who knows? I could be wrong, but I think this is just a door. But yeah, we get to see a really, really cool shot though. Samus pointing her arm cannon. It's not hard to understand why they chose this as the thumbnail, because this is just a really, really cool shot. Now, here's that jungle scene that we just saw like a couple seconds ago. Take a very close look though. Let me back this up one more time. Try to get a better shot. You gotta pause it right as soon as it switches over to it. Okay, this is the best that we're gonna get. So presumably that cutscene where we saw the handgun. Actually, you can see the handgun right here, right above my mouse. Samus is pointing at those creatures that ambushed her here. Here's that craft. Take a look at the very top of that craft though. Whose feet are that right there? Whose feet are that, Nintendo? Tell me. I think, I'm pretty sure that this is like a Galactic Federation trooper that got sent here, when Sylux activated that device to send everybody presumably back to the past, or wherever this is. So it looks like Samus arrives in this location. She sees this Galactic Federation trooper like kind of trapped up here, being ambushed by these creatures. And, obviously he doesn't have his weapon because the handgun's right there. So Samus comes in here. She shoots, kills these guys, saves the day, saves this person up here. Obviously, I don't think we know who this person is. I think this could just be like a nameless soldier that we help, which is like, we kind of do that in Metroid Prime 3 in a couple of moments throughout that game. You help Galactic Federation troopers from the Space Pirates in that game. So this could be like a very similar scenario to that. If you look up here on the radar, you can see the enemy indicators up here on the top left. I don't know what the crosshair is right here. But that green wrench right there. So there's a theory, and this kind of goes with a leak with the box art, with the back of the box art for this game that happened like I want to say like a month ago. I don't know this for sure, and again, I'm just taking a guess here. The rumor is right now that there is going to be a Galactic Federation trooper that you talk to upgrade your bike or your ship or something in the game, and that could be what this wrench icon is right here. This person right here could be the person that we talk to upgrade our motorcycle in this game, the Viola or the Viola, whatever it is, however you pronounce it. That could be what this person is, or what this person does in this game, but that's just a guess. So see a couple of shots from Samus. Charge shot, back to the ice doggos. Again, this is very reminiscent of what we saw in the last trailer too, of Samus being surrounded by these guys. And I love the radar effect up here on the top left, just seeing the swarm of the dogs, the ice doggos, just circling her. Very, very, very cool. Very cool design, very cool moment. Yeah, just taking a charge shot at one of them. Here's that Lemorn security robot, and if I can pause this just right, back in that facility. And by the way, this is the same room that we saw in that cutscene where they flew in, because if you look at this right here, this platform has the same computer terminals and stuff all around it right there. So yeah, she's obviously scanning it, and it says right here, basic model of a Lamorne psychic bot or Cybot android right there. So yeah, this just, you know, pretty much what we already knew, but this just confirms that this is like a Lamorne security robot. See if I can pause it before. No, I mean, that's pretty much it right there. So yeah, nothing too crazy about that scene. Switching back again, if you watch that Nintendo April 3rd, 2025 Treehouse demo segment of Metroid Prime 4, you've obviously seen this. This is what looks to be the first boss battle of the game against Abarax. You know, I think he's, you know, he's a space pirate fused with a Metroid, and Samus is like about, you know, halfway through the battle with him right here. You just kind of get like a cooler shot. Like you can obviously see the Metroid that's fused into him right here in his belly. Very, very disgusting, but very, very cool at the same time. And I mean, just for anybody that didn't watch the Treehouse or whatever, if you only saw the first big reveal trailer for this game, if you remember when Sylux blew up that wall and you see him and the space pirates come out, if you look above where that happens, you look at the ceiling, like the glass dome. This is the same glass dome where that occurred. So I'm assuming Sylux comes in here, does that, and then you fight this guy right here. I think that was actually in the demo, but admittedly, I haven't watched that Treehouse demo in a little while, so I think you actually see that there. But if not, I mean, we pretty much know that's what happens here in the scene right before she fights Abarax right here. Yeah, she unmorphs to dodge that attack. Here's Samus back. Samus is back in that ice facility that I mentioned earlier, which I believe is in the ice mountains of that one area, that area where she was crossing the bridge. We can see what, in my opinion, what I think are like ancient Lamorne soldiers or whatever that we're fighting right here. And just if you look at the map design too, up here in the mini map in the top right, this is also very similar to what we saw previously. Where was it? Like right here. Like it's a very, very similar design. I don't know if this is like necessarily the same area or not. Could be a different one, but it looks very, very close to it. So it's definitely the same area though, same research facility. There's a random crate right here. Again, I'm presuming this is something that you can blow up to get your health and missiles back. Check the radar. Yeah, you can see the enemy indicators. I think what those crosshairs might be are what Samus is like targeting, like firing at. That's my best guess. And you can obviously see her fire a missile right here. One very, very cool thing is about to happen right here though. Swipe. You just see, dude, you see that guy just slap that missile away and it hits that crate, blows up. I don't think there's any items that pop out from it, but that is just a very, very cool shot. So it looks like these guys, they're not having any of those missiles in this game. You see the one kind of leap at her too. Very, very cool. I love the monstrous design of these guys. Whatever they are, just very, very cool. Very Metroid-y enemies that retro nailed so well in the original Metroid Prime trilogy. So I love these guys' designs. And again, people brought this up before too. Really reminds me of the Baronians from Metroid Prime 3, or on Brio. Remind me a lot of that. But I mean, that's a stellar design. So I mean, what can I'm not at all saying that's a bad thing. So, and we get another shot of the motorcycle right here. Samus just hops on it. Very, very cool shot too. Activating it. Yeah, running out of this facility right here, and then we gotta pause it right here. Look right above Samus. Look, there's another Lamorne motorcycle right here. And if you look further down the track, there's another one right here. So maybe this is a facility like where they make these vehicles at, and this is where Samus initially gets the Viola right here. Like maybe she breaks into this facility, gets this motorcycle. And then if you remember that last trailer, there's a shot of Samus where she flies off of a ramp, and then she lands in the desert area. I'm suggesting that this is exactly what she jumps off of to get to the desert area at the end of this path, or the end of this road right here. So that's where I think this road is going. It's going straight back to the desert area. And I think this is like the facility where they make these vehicles at. Just kind of a cool shot of all the ceiling kind of, opening up, seeing the rainfall. Here we back are in the desert area. Samus is using her missiles right here, or not missiles, but using one of the attacks that we're gonna have on the motorcycle to attack these flying enemies right here. One quick thing to know is if you look behind over here in the background, again, presumably this is a Lamorne tower of some kind, like a spire. Just there's a shield up around it. I'm guessing we're gonna have to deactivate this shield to get into this tower. So, and this looks like one of the towers we saw in the last trailer too, that like was right outside of the ice mountain area. So maybe once we deactivate the shields for this tower, we get in here, and then this will take us to one of those areas, whether it's the jungle area or the ice area, or wherever. I'm assuming that's what this tower does, but that's just me taking a gamble, taking a guess. We see a cool shot of Samus just annihilating that bird right there. And then she's just kind of doing like a cool trick on the motorcycle. Kind of a goofy looking shot right here, animation of Samus. I am hyped. I am all hyped for the motorcycle. I think it's badass. I think it's super cool. But it is kind of like a weird shot of like the way she looks on it right here. But okay, and then remember that stained glass area I was talking about when we saw that shot of the back in the lava area? Right here. If you look at the pipes right here, the coloring, the orange kind of greenish coloring right there. So I don't think what we're about to see in a second is the same area. Like, I don't think this is that same exact scene that we saw earlier. I think this is a different part of that same location, but obviously we know that is the same location just from the design of these pipes and everything. So yeah, just see Samus on the bike doing the classic Akira slide that everyone's been hyping about. Very, very cool. I think we all kind of, I think we all kind of knew that this was going to be in the game, because it just seems like every game or every like movie, TV show, video game that has a motorcycle has to do the Akira thing, has to do the Akira slide. I just think it's funny. I think it's badass too, but I just think it's funny that it's in here too. So very, very cool. And then this is more or less kind of the same scene that we saw at the end of the September 12th, 2025 trailer for Metroid Prime 4. We see Sylux floating down with, you can barely see it, but it kind of looks like he has like a jetpack, because you can kind of see like the some kind of fuel source being dispensed out of the back right here. Plus you can see that green glowing light behind him. Presumably, maybe it's like a fire-based jetpack or something. Yeah, and you can kind of see, if you watch it it's very hard to notice, but you can kind of see like some flames or something flying out of him right there. So yeah, looks like Sylux got an upgrade for a jetpack. And again, this is pretty much more or less the exact same scene from that last trailer. Samus is staring at him, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, we just get a cool shot again. Here's that tower that we just saw, along with it looks like one of those flying enemies, a couple of those flying enemies right here. You see the crystals right here in the background that we can break to get more fuel and ammo, presumably. And then this is that Galactic Federation looking base right here in the top, or in the bottom left over here, that I was kind of talking about earlier. That, again, I don't think that is the same base right here, because I didn't see the flag the first time. Samus is admittedly kind of blocking it most of this area with her hand. But yeah, to me it doesn't look like that base and this base are the same. So I think this is a different base from some different faction that we're going to explore. So yeah, and we got see the Lamorne statues in the background here. See those Lamorne security robots that Samus was fighting earlier? You see the statues of them right here. And that's more or less it. We get another shot of the amiibo that are releasing. So actually, I should be getting those tomorrow. I should be getting these two right here tomorrow. I just got an email from Amazon on them, so very, very looking forward to that. And yeah, I think that's more or less it. Yeah, I think that Sylux amiibo too is so cool. It's so awesome. The fact that they're kind of using like his pose for Metroid Prime Hunters for that is so cool to me too. But yeah, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this game. Can't wait for these amiibo. I guess since we finished it, I'll just let it play. Restart it. Kind of let it play in full again, I guess, real quick as I give my outro. But yeah, guys, I'm so looking forward to Metroid Prime 4. This game is, arguably my most hyped game of all time. I've wanted a sequel to Metroid Prime 3 for literally the past 18 years since Metroid Prime 3 released. I still remember as a kid playing that game. I would wake up before I'd go off to school. I was in middle school at the time. I would wake up at like 5 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, just so I could play another hour or two of it before I had to go to school, because I obviously love the entire Metroid series, but man, I love the Metroid Prime games the most. I'm so hyped for Prime 4, man. So hyped for it. So yeah, guys, that's my trailer analysis. Sorry there wasn't admittedly, there wasn't a whole lot of new stuff in this trailer. A lot of it was stuff that we already kind of saw, but I thought there was some interesting stuff in the background, some interesting stuff in the, some of the new scenes that we saw. Again, I'm just, I'm hyped for it. I mean, I don't think I could get, more hyped for this game than what I already am. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me. If you like the video, give me a like, give me a follow, subscribe or whatever. Really, really appreciate it. Especially helps out me, someone that's, like a new YouTuber. Check me out on Twitch too. I try to stream multiple times a week over there. And yeah, guys, I guess I'll see you on the next one. Take care. See you next mission.